back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, and let's begin. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes, and I'm just using my concealer, and I'm going to be going into this Juvia's Place palette, and I'm taking that orange shade and I'm just basically packing that onto my eyelids. I'm basically just packing it mainly on the outer corners of the eyes, and then I'm just going to be blending it upwards to give me a nice seamless finish. Now I went in with another color that I didn't really like. I felt like it was a bit too red or orange, but yeah, I just had to obviously balance it out on the other eye, so I just did the same thing on the other eye and tried to make it work. And yeah, so I just blended it out some more, just kind of disguise it and pretend like I never applied it in the first place. But yeah, so now I'm going into Jackie's palette, and I'm just taking that dark brown shade and I'm packing that onto the outer corners of the eye. As you can see, it wasn't really showing up as I wanted it to, but what you guys can do in a situation like this, just like keep patting on the eyeshadow. As you can see, I'm kind of swiping right now, but you just want to basically pat it on. That way that kind of builds up the color before you actually blend it out by using windshield wiper motions. So yeah, so just keep packing it on. As you can see now, the color kind of started to show up a bit better. So now I'm just using some concealer again, and I'm just going to be cutting the crease. This concealer I'm using here is actually from Juvia's Place. It's the shade number 15, I believe, and I'm just using that to cut the crease. I just basically follow my natural eyelid shape when I'm doing this. Now I'm going in with this I don't know if the color is matte, actually. I think it is, yeah. Matte white shade, off-white shade from the Juvia's palette again. And I'm just packing that onto my eyelids. Now with this color and with the matte colors, you really just want to pack it on so you can get like a good color payoff. But don't put too much though, because then it can start to kind of look like chalky or bulky, if that makes sense. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is I just applied some of that brown shade again into the outer corners, went back in with the white shade again, and I also applied some of the deeper brown into the outer V area of my eyes. Now I'm just applying the white shade to my brow bone to highlight, and now I'm just lining my eyes with this black gel liner, and I just basically kind of kept it really low, very close to the lash line. Now I'm grabbing this ABH palette. It's actually one of my favorite palettes from Anastasia. I took the matte black shade, and I'm just using a small smudge brush to basically create kind of like a V shape in the outer corner of my eye. And I'm also just blending that into the liner that I just applied on my lash line as well. Now I'm just going back in with the dark brown once again, and I'm just basically blending out the black eyeshadow that I just applied, and just basically deepening the outer crease area. I'm going in with some mascara. This is the new one from Too Faced, and of course my little sister had to just show her madness in this video. But yeah, so moving on to skin, I'm priming with the Smashbox Hydrating Primer. I really like this primer. If you have dry skin, definitely check it out. I have oily combination, but it still works just as well. Now I'm going to be applying my foundation. This is the Fenty Beauty Facade foundation. I'm saying that because this particular shade that I have is actually really dark for me and very orange, but on camera it looks perfectly fine, but yeah, in person is very, very orange. I think it's shade 400, so if you're about my skin tone, I do not recommend that shade. But yeah, so just blend it out really nicely and cover up all of your dark marks and all that. I'm using the Maybelline Superstay concealer. I really like this concealer. Definitely one of my favorite drugstore concealers for sure, and I think I have the shade Tan number 40. So I'm just applying that underneath my eyes to brighten up, and then I just applied some of the Juvia's Place concealer that I used to cut my crease. Now I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Chestnut to contour my face. You can see how dark the foundation is because the contour is not even showing up, and that contour color is usually way darker for me. Yeah, and you can see it's just blending into the foundation like it's nothing. But yeah, so now I'm just blending out the concealer using my foundation brush, and yeah, you guys know this part. It's just my usual highlight and contour routine. So now I'm just applying this powder from Too Faced. It's the Ethereal Setting Powder. I really like this actually. It's very similar to Laura Mercier powder, but it's significantly lighter. Not lighter in terms of color, but lighter in terms of like the texture. Like it's very smooth, very finely milled, and yeah, it doesn't give you flashback actually, but it's really really good. So you guys should check it out. And I'm going into this BH Cosmetics palette that I just discovered in my kit. Yeah, so I'm just applying that shade I pointed at just to set the contour areas of my face and just to basically warm up the skin a little bit and bronze it up. Now I'm going to be applying, I used, I think the same shade actually of powder, and I just used that to contour my nose. I'm using some of the Too Faced powder once again just to basically really snatch the nose. If you want a more detailed tutorial, check it out in the description box. Now I'm going to be lining my eyes, and I'm just using this gel eyeliner that I found in the beauty supply store. It's by Ruby Kisses. It's really really good, and it lasts the whole day. So I just went back in with the dark brown from the ABH/Jackie palette, and I just used that to smoke out the lower lash line. I went into Trust Issues, and I just applied that into my inner corners. It didn't really make a difference, honestly. I don't know what the point of that was, but that's what I did. Then I used this Smashbox highlighting palette. It's really really pretty. Just rediscovered this again, and I just used that to highlight my face. I used the middle shade, and as you can see, it's gorgeous. Going in with the Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette. I just mixed those two colors together, and I'm just going to be applying that to my face just to add some blush. And you guys know I like a lot of blush, to be quite honest. Yeah, so I just want something like this. We're going to clean that up with some powder once again. I know it looks like I'm applying a lot of powder, but it comes together, guys. It comes together. Now for the lips, we're going into the Makeup Forever lip liner. These lip liners are so good. Like, they remind me so much of the MAC lip liners. They're very creamy, very pigmented, easy to use, and just overall beautiful. And they have a very good shade range as well. So definitely check these out. But yeah, you guys are just gonna watch me line my lips. I use this lip liner first, and then I go in afterwards with the MAC Night Moth lip liner. Okay. For lipstick, I'm going in with my favorite red lipstick. This is by Too Faced, and this is called Lady Balls. It's one of their liquid lipsticks. It's really really good. The formula is amazing. Like this, it lasts all day long, you guys. Like, it doesn't flake, none of that. It's really really good. So you guys should check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, so I just apply that to my lips, and I just thought I'll go for red, you know, super festive, classic kind of lip shade for Christmas. But yeah, so now you're going to grab your concealer brush, your foundation, and now you're going to clean up your lips. Okay, so you really want to do this whenever you have like a bold lip going on, just because it kind of just makes it look a bit more put together and clean and just like nice and juicy. I don't know. But yeah, so now I just use some of my face powder. This matches my skin tone, obviously, and I just use that to basically dust off the Too Faced setting powder that I put underneath my eyes. This Bobbi Brown powder is actually it's not one of my favorite powders. I don't know, it gives me this weird finish on my skin. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but if you see under my eyes where I'm applying the powder, it's looking like shiny. I don't know why, but yeah, so I didn't really like it, but it worked, I guess. Then I sprayed my face with some finishing spray. This is the Mario Badescu setting spray inside a Pixie container. And I'm just fanning my face just to make sure everything lasts all day. Now I'm going back in with some more powder. I know guys. I'm just applying this, and this is basically a trick that I've showed you guys in a couple videos actually. To just apply a bit more powder, but actually press it into the skin. Don't apply it the way I'm applying. Press it into the skin, and yeah, it just gives you a nice brightened effect on your face. So here I made the mistake of using one of the lighter powders in that BH Cosmetics palette, and I highly do not recommend. It was like it gave me such a horrible flashback, but yeah. Now I'm just doing some finishing touches, and I'm going back in with the lightest color in this Smashbox palette, and I just placed that on my eyelid, just to add more of a pop to the eyeshadow. And then I think that's all actually. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm basically just applying some of the highlight to my collarbones and my shoulders, just to, put everything together. And this is the finished look, you guys. So you're just going to watch me just pose for y'all for a couple minutes and feel cute. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you try it out, let me know, tag me. But yeah, have a good one. Bye.